Yes, Prakash.
Hello, Amma.
Thank you for taking this time with me on the phone today. I wanted to reach out because I have a few questions to ask about your work and the training that you're going to be offering soon. And yeah, I think it's nice if we can have a talk in real.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for reaching out, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Yeah, so actually, before we actually talk about the training, I wanted we met last summer and we had a few sessions together, and I was going through some difficult time at some point in my life, and we did a few sessions, and you prepared some essences for me. That became a huge resource for me. I've been using them every day, 4 times a day, and I could really notice how it helped me to find myself again and to find some strength in what I was going through. And but I have no idea about these essences and what is it about. And now, do you think it could be possible that you would explain quickly how it works?
Yes, sure. So, in general, Diamond Age essences, they contain 3 different series of essences. Are the Diamond Age flower essences, the transcendental mushroom essences, and the butterfly spirit essences. So each series is created with these different components, like the flower essences. They are created with the energy of the flowers and the energy of the diamond. And they contain within them these pure vibrations that are coming from the flowers and the pure vibrations that's coming from the diamond. And what the diamond does into this connection is that it enhances the energy of each flower, the quality of each flower. So it brings the full potential of the quality of the flower, and it helps us to integrate it while you use these flower essences and to bring into the surface our own inner qualities. So actually, this is what they do. When we use them, this energy, this quality of the flowers, it comes into our system and it connects with our inner qualities that we have already within us, with our inner resources, with our inner potential that is already within. And while this connection is happening, these inner qualities of our being, they come into the surface. So then we have the chance to be connected with them again and to live our life through these qualities. And then whatever difficulty we're facing, we will transform it. Because basically, if we are facing a difficulty into our life, and we experience it actually as a difficulty, what it really means is that in this particular moment, we are not connected with our strength. We are not connected with our potential. And then we experience this situation as a difficulty.
Yeah.
But if we connect with our potential, with our strength, with our qualities, with our resources, then the same situation would look like a challenge, that we can go through it, that we can transform it. And this is the beauty of this work, because it does not bring any theories from the outside. It does not want us to believe in something. It does not want us to adopt any other theories or belief systems. It is just awakening our inherent potential that is already within. We have everything within us. So the beauty of these essences is that it awakens this inner potential, and this really brings strength back to us.
Yeah.
It really helps us to connect with our strength. So then we can bring the beauty of our being into our life. So the Diamond Age flower essences are all about connecting with these qualities of our being, with the qualities of our spirit, and to be able to bring them into the surface and to release whatever distorted ideas, whatever weaknesses were created through our life. So we can really have this opportunity to get in tune with our pure being, our pure strength.
Yeah, yeah, because I felt somehow I felt empowered and trust and strength, and just reconnecting with myself and finding my own flow in what I was going. So it was just helping me to just somehow even trust myself again, and just allow the process of going through what I was going through, and then it does allow the healing by itself. So it was really, really powerful. But I was just wondering how does this work?
Well, it works like, as I said before, it has the energy, the quality of the flower, right? Or of the mushroom, or of the butterfly. And when we use it, like we use 4 drops, which we put on top of our head, and this energy, this vibration comes from the top of our head, and it starts aligning our whole energy system. So this energy starts flowing inside our being and also into our energy system. And it starts awakening from our energetic atmosphere and our inner being, these qualities. So it's like a positive vibration that comes into the system, and it's pressing the button for this quality to be awakened.
Yeah.
So it's like being into an atmosphere where we are showered by grace, by love, by beautiful qualities, by bliss. So when you are into this atmosphere, this energy space, your inner system will connect with it. Yeah. You will feel the influence of this energy. It happens all the time, actually. Wherever you go, either you go to nature, either you go to the marketplace, you feel the difference. So it's a different energy that is interacting with you when you are in nature. So you feel more relaxed, you open up, and suddenly you feel more connected with yourself. Stress goes away, everything goes away, and you are in this deep connection with the self, and you feel this natural freedom, which is coming from within, actually. Yeah. When you go into the marketplace, you are interacting with this other energy, which is full of stress, anxiety, all this kind of to-do things, you know, all this fast-paced reality. And then your energy system interacts with this vibration, and it has the opposite results of being in the nature. So we do it all the time, we experience it all the time. And by using these essences, we have the opportunity to be in this connection wherever we are. So we can transform our life and bring the grace of our being into our life.
Yeah, and I have to say that the most funny and powerful example and experiences was because we did a session with my dog when we met, because you were explaining about your work, and you were saying that it works also with animals. And my dog was really traumatized when I found her, and she kept being traumatized while growing up. And so she was having some kind of very introspective behavior, and not really acting as a dog, but being very shy and very scared and really inward. And I remember that we did a small session with her, and that you created a mixture for her that I applied on her head 4 times a day. And I could see how she completely changed and shifted, and she became another dog. She actually became a dog, being able to bark and to defend herself, and just to, yeah, she was completely completely different. And this is how I saw her shifting and saw her changing, that I understood the power of this work. And then I was like, okay, maybe I should do it for myself as well. I was, because the question that the first question that we ask about these essences is just I understand that it's with the vibration of the flowers, the butterflies, and the mushrooms, but how is it prepared? Do you use the flower itself, or how does it go?
Well, actually, I do not use the flowers or the mushrooms or the butterflies or the birds or the crystals themselves. I don't use any organic component of them. And of course, I respect always the nature, the flowers, and I really take care that everything is left as it really is in balance in nature.
Mm.
And what I do actually is that I have been given a way to create these essences and to activate the essence with the energy of each flower or each mushroom or each butterfly without really using anything from them. I just need to go into the nature, to go into the mountains when I feel the calling to prepare an essence, because this is how they are made. I receive a calling, or sometimes I'm having a difficulty into my life, and somehow nature responds to me and it wants to give help to me. Or sometimes it's like a collective difficulties coming into the space, which happened actually with the creation of the mushrooms, of the mushroom essences, that I was experiencing in the time many difficulties, and I was very clear that I'm receiving a kind of energy attack from shadow energies. And then I was wondering why this is happening, and I was getting in tune. I was going into deep meditation, asking from existence for help. Mm. And what I was shown, it was a very big dark cloud of energy, which was approaching the human family. And this was before the COVID, like 2 or 3 years before the COVID started. And now we see this dark cloud all over the place. So I saw this dark cloud coming like 2, 3 years before, and I was experiencing already the effects of it. And as I was going in deep meditation, and I was meditating and asking for guidance and help, existence showed me this vision with the mushrooms, the birds, and the crystals. And I had this deep understanding that, okay, I need to prepare essences with this combination. And I just went to nature because this was the calling. Look, the difficulty came, I was asking for help, and nature responded. Then I went directly into the mountain. I followed this vision. I was walking into the mountains and I saw the mushrooms. I connected with the mushrooms, and immediately I knew what I need to do in order to activate the essence with the energy of the mushroom, with the energy of the birds and the crystals. So immediately I prepared a ritual there, which was guided from existence itself. I was just being a channel in this moment. And when I create an essence, it's not me creating the essence. Is nature, is existence creating an essence that will be helpful to the human family. So this is something bigger than me. This is something bigger than you and bigger than everybody. It's something that comes into the collective space in order to help us to move forward into our life and to deal with the difficulties that are arising in each given moment of our life. Mm. So that's how the inspiration comes. That's how existence wants to bring these essences, and I'm just following. Mm. So I go into the nature, and when I feel that this is the right place, which has the right energy, in which the energies that are coming from above are aligned with the energy of the earth, the elements, the water, the earth, the air, the fire are in balance into the space. And I'm talking also in the natural place and also in the spiritual planes, like these elements also exist in the more subtle realms. So then I need to feel if these elements are in balance into this place. So when the essence is created, all these elements are in balance into the essence. And also then this place there has this beautiful potential to activate the essence with the qualities of the mushroom, with the qualities of each bird, with the qualities of the crystal. So all of that will be in balance. Or sometimes also with the qualities of the butterflies or with the flowers, it's the same. It's just the energy of them which is being channeled and is activating the essence. So that's how they are created. Well,
Wow.
that's how they came actually in the human family.
So it must have taken long time to be able to create all of them.
Well, yes, I started from the year 2010,
Okay.
creating them, and it started with a workshop that I had. First of all, I started using these essences for my own self-help, like 12, 13, or 14 years ago, and even more actually, I think around 16 or 17 years ago, yeah. So I started using these essences for my own help, and I had seen beautiful results. And after that, I moved forward into my path. I went into meditation, into other healing techniques, into the shamanic path, and working with sacred plants, etc. So I had left alone aside for a while the flower essences. And at some point, after a very deep, beautiful summer that I had into a meditation center, a friend calls me and says to me, look, there is an amazing teacher who is giving a workshop with flower essences, and it would be beautiful if you can come, because this teacher is amazing, and he really works with the energy of these plants in a very deep layer. And in the beginning, my mind was kind of resisting, saying, hey, come on, the flower essences was just for the beginning of your path. Now you have evolved. Now you are into deeper space and you don't need them anymore. This is just for beginners, and all these kind of stories were coming to my mind. But there was a deeper calling from my heart that was calling me to go there. And I said, okay, let's follow that at least. Let's follow the heart. And let's see what will come. And I went into this workshop. It was just 2 days workshop. And this really changed my whole understanding, first of all, of this work, because really the teacher was an amazing being. Like his name is Konstantinos Savoglu, and he passed away after a few years that he gave this workshop to me, which was a very deep initiation. And it was amazing working with this teacher, because you couldn't really understand if he is a human being, if he is an elf, if he is an angel. Amazing human being, amazing spirit. And he was able really to transmit and to share the energy of these flowers, and to really initiate us into the dimension, in the spiritual dimension, into the spiritual atmosphere. It was a beautiful, beautiful workshop. And after this workshop, my dreams were filled with flowers. Like I was dreaming, and flowers were coming into my dreams, and they were healing me. They were showing me so many beautiful stuff, and I was using them daily also. And there was one night, actually, not one day, which I was falling asleep, and I saw, as I was falling asleep, I saw my energy body going out of my body. And then I said, okay, my energy body is going for an astral trip. Let's allow it to enjoy this trip. Let's fall asleep. And so I went to sleep, and I just trusted that I will be okay. And then at some point I became aware again during the dream, but I was aware that I was sleeping actually, so it wasn't really a dream. I was aware of my energy body, of my energy silhouette. So I could see that I am aware right now, I am inside my energy body, and I know that my physical body is sleeping somewhere there, and I'm somewhere else with my energy body. And then I was looking around to see where I was into this moment, and I was into a space full of flowers. But I could see only their energy bodies vibrating in different beautiful colors there. And I was amazed, like, you can imagine how to be into the space and to see all these beautiful energies, colors vibrating with beautiful shapes. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And then at some point, as I was enjoying it, a bee came, and it stood in front of my third eye, and it started making its own noises, like And all these vibrations from the bee, they were coming inside my head. And I could see that these vibrations were being translated into words inside my head. And it was like the bee was saying to me, like, look, I know all the spirits of the plants, of the flowers actually, because I go and I feed from them, I eat their nectar and I pollinate them. So they have a very close relation with each other.
Mm.
And the bee told me that I'm going to initiate you into the realm and I'm going to teach you about them. So first of all, I was very surprised that, wow, like the bee is talking to me. This was really something. And as I was wondering, like, how is this really possible that the bee is talking to me? I felt also my energy body, my energy silhouette really disappearing completely. And I remained as pure space, as pure awareness. So all the layers dissolved, all the forms dissolved. And what remained was just the space. It was a conscious space. And then I felt myself like me as essence, as consciousness. I am everywhere. I am within everything and everything is within me. But in the same time, I'm none of them. So it's like this beautiful connection of union with existence. And then I was feeling that I can be inside of every flower. As consciousness, I am inside of every being. And also in that moment, I was in the presence of the flowers. So I was inside of every flower. Then I said, then I can choose to be inside the body of a specific flower and have a more specific experience. And then in the moment that I thought that, I entered, my consciousness entered into the body of a specific flower. And I started experiencing from within, what is it like to be into this body of this flower, of this being? Experiencing all these inner qualities that this flower has within it, how it perceives the world, how it perceives itself, and what are the qualities that it's sharing with the world, and what it's like to be this kind of being, what's the purpose of a being like that into the world, into existence. It was an amazing, amazing experience with some very deep understandings about the nature of the flowers and these beings. They are really alive. I can totally guarantee it that they are alive and they are very conscious. So, at least for me, but there are also many studies that have been showing that. So then after that, the next morning, I woke up and I said, okay, it was a dream, wonderful experience, just keep going with your life. But nature had different plans. So as I was walking in nature, a small flower from the middle of nowhere would really attract my attention, and I would go into a state of trance and letting go of everything. And I just knew that I had to prepare an essence with this flower. I didn't know the name of the flower. I didn't know nothing about that flower. And I was just going there, preparing the essence of the flower. And as I was doing it, I was having some very deep experiences of the beautiful qualities that this flower is bringing to the surface and is helping us, and also of the distorted inner patterns that it heals. So it's a very, very strong experiences. So that's how this journey started. And at some point I was wondering, like, because the experiences were very strong, and I was wondering, like, is this okay what I'm doing, or something is going wrong with me? And then, and I called my teacher and I shared my experience, my dream with him, and I told him what to do. I was expecting that he would suggest to really watch it and be centered and be, and he said, go for it, follow the vision, just follow it, go for it. And he told me that with this story, with this experience, he remembered that he also was taught from the bees, because he used to have bees in his home. And he told me, now you reminded me that also the knowledge that I have from the flowers came from the bees. So keep going with it. And that's how I started, and that's how I kept going, and step by step, nature was guiding me, and that's how this whole system came up.
Wow. So you started with the flower essences, huh? And then you created the mushrooms and then the butterflies.
Yes, the flower essences came first. And actually, I'm also, up until now, kind of translating this journey, this communication from nature, because there was, I guess, there was a meaning that the flowers came first. And my understanding is that the flowers came first because they help us to start crystallizing our being, to connect with the inner qualities of our being, to differentiate the personality from the being, to differentiate the stories of the life from the real being. So we can get in tune with this healthy inner being that we truly are, and to be able to bring it in life. And then the mushrooms, the transcendental mushroom essences came, which are a combination with the energy of the mushrooms, with the energy of the birds, and with the energy of the crystal. They came to help the being to go a step further into the evolution, into this inner work. Because like what the mushrooms do, they help us to transform the inner shadow of our being. Because that's what they do, right? They are into the nature, and they are growing into the shadow places, and they are being into a place where there is a lot of humidity. They are the cleansers of nature, and they are also the base of life. Because under the earth, under the ground, there is the whole network of mycelium that is really supporting, connecting trees with each other, supporting the whole ecological system. Without the mycelium network, no trees, no flowers can exist. So if we translate it into our inner work, it's like the mushrooms are the foundation of our being, through which they can really help us to have a healthy unconscious. So they can really heal, clean, and transform the unconscious shadow, the pain body, the pain that we have experienced during our life, all kinds of stories that have happened into our life, and they really know how to heal this inner pain body, this inner pain identity, and whatever we hold into the shadow of the unconscious. They have this knowledge, and they have this ability to go into these inner spaces and to heal this. So they can create a very healthy foundation for our spirit, for our being to be, so that then it can blossom as like a flower to come into this expression and to show the beauty of it. So they're very, very useful.
Wow.
And also the combination of the birds, the energy of the birds is like the birds, they are beings of the sky, right? They fly. So they have access to these higher dimensions. So by connecting with the energy of the bird, we connect with the higher expression of our spirit, with the heavenly expression of our spirit. Because we say we have the light and the shadow, the yin and the yang. And so we need to embrace these two parts, and we need to bring balance into these two parts, so we can become a whole being. So that's the work of them. And with the crystal together, with the crystal also, you know, the crystal is a container of light. It can absorb light, it can strengthen light. So while we connect with our higher expressions, with the crystal, we can ground this light into the being. And by being connected with our light, we can face our shadow. And then together we can embrace and heal the shadow and become united with the light. And then we are what? A more whole being. So this is how they came. And then the butterfly spirit essence came into life, which they are giving actually the final touch of the transformation, to the process of transformation. They're very graceful. Their whole thing is about graceful transformation. They help us to move from these old versions of reality, of the being, of the self, to the really full potential of our light. Like if you notice how they start their life, they start as a caterpillar in a very limited form of being. And when they complete their journey as a caterpillar, like the caterpillar takes all the nutritions that are needed, everything that's needed from the experience of becoming a caterpillar, because otherwise the butterfly wouldn't be able to grow and to transform itself into a butterfly if it wasn't first a caterpillar. So this limitation has a very deep meaning into the transformation of becoming a butterfly. And this also is being translated into our inner reality, like we start our journey into a very limited form of being. And in the beginning of our life, we have been traumatized, we have been limited, and all kind of stuff has happened to us, and all kind of difficulties have come into our life. But the teachings of the butterflies are like, these experiences were needed. So then we can take the essential teachings of life, the essential spiritual components and teachings and growth. So then we can transform ourselves and really bring into the surface our graceful being, what we really are. And actually, when the butterflies came, they showed me something much more bigger. The vision that I had when the butterflies came was that as a human family right now, we are into a moment where we're changing consciousness, where we are moving from this old ways of being, let's call it Homo sapiens, like with this old ways of being and of really competing each other and fighting with each other and accumulating more material wealth and doing all that we have done. And in the sake of happiness, of love, that's why what we're looking for. Like if we really ask people, hey, why you accumulate that much money? Why you want to have that much money? Or they will think that, oh, then I am feeling safe. And when you feel safe, how would you be? Well, I feel self-worth, I feel that I succeeded. And when you feel like that, what will happen to your life? So, well, I'll be happy, I'll be free to enjoy life. I'll enjoy life, I'll be happy. I'll be connected with who I am. I'll be my true self. So this is the intention of, the final intention of all the mess that we have created as a human family here. So we have been looking all for love, for happiness, for freedom, for contentment, for a way to enjoy life. So, and the butterflies were telling that, hey, this have been the old way of being through which we needed to go through. So then we can reach into a moment of our life and we can understand that, hey, all this wealth, all this fight, all this competition with each other is not really guiding there. It's not really bringing happiness. It's not really bringing love. It's not really bringing contentment. But you need to go through that in order to understand it. So now we are into a moment of our life where all this previous creation of this lifestyle and this mindset and this way of being is dissolving. We see it that it is dissolving completely. And it's a time, so a new awareness arises. It's a time that we can become aware that there is a different way, a more conscious way, that the being is that the being is happy as it really is into itself. So we can really meet each other through our pure being, through our pure light, and can move into our life into a more graceful way. So that's what the butterflies showed me when they came, that this is a moment that we change consciousness collectively as human beings. And the butterflies are here to help us, to transform, to let go of these old energy bodies, and to the connection that these energy bodies and these layers of perception and being had with the old energy grid of the earth. Because all of these energy bodies, all the ways of being, they are contained into a specific energy space, into the old energy grid of the earth. And as this now is dissolving, a new energy grid is being created with a new compassionate, graceful consciousness And we need to build these inner light bodies in order to have this kind of awareness and to be able to live into a new way, into this life. And this is what the butterfly showed me. And it's confirmed also from life in different ways. Like we see into our time, so many people working with their inner being, going into meditation, either going to the psychologist or just working with their inner being. So I don't think that this kind of information and this kind of process and the way of being and working with the self was available around 100, 200, 300 years before. Now, this knowledge is available everywhere. You can just go even to YouTube and you can find all kinds of enlightened masters sharing their knowledge there. So it's amazing. This is happening. This transformation, this new way of being is happening. And the butterflies are here also. They're sent from nature to help us move much more quickly into this evolution. And they call this age like the new transformation of the human being. They call it like homo luminous. They like it to call it like that. It's like the light human being, the awakened human being. So it's beautiful. Yeah.
It's beautiful to see how each family, the flowers, the mushroom with the birds and the crystal, and the butterflies, offers complete different qualities, but at the same time are completely intertwined with each other, and they just come support different layers of ourselves and of our own growth, and they just yeah, they contain everything, every step of our lives at different moments. Okay, and so now you're planning to give trainings about this work that you've been doing, and as I understood, soon there will be the Transcendental Mushroom Spirit Essences training, practitioner training. How do you see the organization of teaching this?
Well, the inspiration is to teach it this time online. I have been doing it also again online before, and also the other workshops with the mushrooms and the birds and the flower essences and the butterfly essences. They have happened also online. So I will go also online with this training with the transcendental mushroom essences, as well as in person. But this specific one that I'm planning to guide very soon is happening online. And it is divided in 10 meetings. In each meeting, we meet for 5 hours, one time per week. And in these 5 hours that we meet, we work within the material in the training, like let's say the first 5 meetings, which are the first part actually of the training, has to do with initiation actually into the energetic atmosphere of these essences, of the transcendental mushroom essences. And this is a process where we meet with the qualities and the properties of each of the 46 transcendental mushroom essences. And we go very deep into these spaces. We awaken from within ourselves these inner qualities, and we get to experience the benefits of its essence, which means that we go into a deep inner transformation during this process, where we meet ourselves, where we meet our shadow and our light in a very graceful space, and we heal all of these layers. And what happens with that is that by healing ourselves, we heal also our life, because actually our life is just a mirror of our inner being. So by doing this inner process, we also transform our life. And in this way, then we have this opportunity to really learn what are these essences in a very deep experiential way. So then we really know them. And we work into these first meetings with lots of meditation techniques, energy healing, shamanic healing techniques, and with the energies of these essences. It's a very beautiful transformational process, a very graceful process. And the beauty of it is that we have, let's say, 1 day per week this meeting, and then we have 1 week a break. So during this 1 week, we have the time to integrate the work that happened with each essence. We have the time to work much more specifically with each essence, to be able to bring it into our daily life, to see into our daily life what happens when we are connected with these qualities. So then we have different exercises that we work with each essence, so we can really deepen into it. And there are also self-awareness questions and positive affirmations that we work with them. So it's a beautiful process that we work with it during the week, and then we meet again the next week, and then we have something to share. We have something to work on. We have something to deepen in. So the questions can arise there from a very experiential space, from a very meaningful space. So then we really go and deepen into this process, into this energy field, into this work of these essences. And this happens for the first 5 weeks of the training, which is the first part. And then in the second part, which is other 5 weeks, again, we meet 1 time per week, 5 hours. And there we go into the process of learning how to facilitate a session, how to become a practitioner with these essences. And yet there we have this beautiful opportunity to practice with each other. So we learn all these techniques, which are very profound techniques, which come from the world of meditation, of energy healing, shamanic healing, NLP, and also from the world of these essences themselves, because they have their own way of working with people. So we learn how these essences work with people and how we can help people to bring transformation to their life, into their lives. So we go through this process of learning all these techniques, practicing with each other, being in a very safe environment where we can explore this work. And again, here is also a lot of inner work happening, because we will experience this work on ourselves, as our colleagues and friends there will give a session to us. And then you will experience, hey, this session yourself, and see what happens into this session. What is the help that you received into this session? And then also you have an experiential understanding about the receiver, about the client, when you're going to give a session, of what is like the process that your client will go through when you're about to give a session to him. And then you're going to practice this to the friends and the colleagues that are into the training. And then you also will be able to watch others giving or receiving sessions. So you can learn also from the third position, from the position of the observer. So there is a very holistic experience into it. And there's a very holistic understanding. So you can learn from all layers, from all ways of being. And then when we finish this training, of course, you have the opportunity to practice, to be under supervision for the first steps of the practice. So you can really build this confidence. And then after the practice, you'll be able to move forward and start sharing your gifts and start sharing your work with these essences, with the other people, and help others also grow into their life and move into this path.
So if I understand well, the training is divided in 2 parts, and the first part is 5 weeks, and it's mainly dedicated to connect with each mushrooms and each qualities of the mushrooms, and to experience it ourselves through meditation and space that you will be creating for us.
Yes.
And then once we went through all the mushrooms and that we have experienced all the qualities of all the mushrooms, this part is kind of finishing, and we move forward to the second part, where we learn how to become a practitioner and how we can actually lead sessions with other people who are going through difficulties in their life, and to learn how we can support them in this process through actually the mushroom essences, right?
Yes.
But is it does it worth it to do, for example, only the first part of the training if I am just interested in entering in the mushrooms realms and the essences, but if I don't see myself giving session for now, yeah, can I do it this way?
Yes, sure. You can join all into the first part of the training, and you can be benefited by this energy, by this work, and learn about them, and just do your inner work for your personal transformation and your personal growth. It's a very valuable work, and yes, you can join. You can join there, and it's a beautiful work because it comes all from within. It's just awakening these qualities, working with these energies that will be helpful for you to do it anyway into your life. If you want to transform your life, if you want to bring the full potential of your being into your life. So yeah, it's a very helpful way to do it. Yeah.
Because somehow I can see how I can feel attracted to the work, because I have been experiencing in myself, and I saw how it helped me so much in my own life, that I do feel an attraction in getting to deeper in the work, but without knowing from now on if I can actually commit also in the practitioner training, to give myself some time also to see how I connect with the mushrooms, and yeah, and just giving myself some time to see if I can go further
yes, sure, yeah. You can join.
Do I need to do anything to prepare the course?
Not really. The only thing that you need is your willingness to dive into yourself and to do this inner work, and at least to be dedicated for these 5 weeks, that you will have the time, these 5 weeks, at least one day per week, to give to yourself these 5 hours. This is the only preparation that you need, to just prepare your time and your schedule, that for the next 5 weeks, one day per week, which we'll find out which day this is, I give to myself these 5 hours to work with myself, to go into this process, and that's it. Then it will flow by itself. And I can tell you that these 5 hours, they pass very quickly. You don't even understand how these hours pass. Because many people can say, well, that's 5 hours just online in front of my computer, etc. I can tell you it's not in front of your computer. You may be physically in front of your computer, but that will be into a different energy space where times move in a different way. So that we move into a timeless space, actually. And this is really the experience of many people that have been joining these workshops, that the time flies by just like that. And we are sharing a different energy space. Either if you are in your room, in a different part of the world, in front of your computer, doesn't really matter, because I don't know why and how it happened, but it happened that we can be into this space and have this experience like we are in the same room. We are sharing the same energy field. And be into this really space very into a very vivid way. And actually, it's not me telling that, it's the experience of many people that have been doing this. So yeah, that's what I can say.
And if 1 week I cannot attend the Zoom meeting, is there a way for me to have like a pre-recorded video so I can follow up?
Yes, sure. Of course, it's the best is to join, but we are just human beings, you know, anything can happen to our life. We can make plannings, etc., but life is life. We bring its own stuff. So yeah, if you miss one training or something, I'll be recording them, and then I can send you the link and the recording, so you can watch it and connect with it in your own space and time. Yeah, this is we're humans, you know, it can happen, so it's okay.
Okay. And is there any written material that is provided?
Yeah, everything is provided, the written material, the manuals, etc. All of that is provided. Yeah. You can have a full support on all sides.
Okay. And what the certification is providing at the end? We do receive a certificate, right?
Yes, when you complete the first 5 weeks, you can receive a certificate of attendance for these 5 weeks, which is the first part of the training. And with this certificate, you can give sessions to friends and family, so not professional sessions there. So this is a preparation where you can work with this energy, you can work with these essences, and help also your beloved ones, your friends, your family, yourself, working with yourself with these essences. So yeah, you have this kind of certificate and you can give sessions only in this way. And when you complete the second part also of the training, where is the moment where you can become a professional practitioner with these essences, and there you receive another certificate which gives you this right to give sessions. And I'm a part of the Greek Flower Essences Association. I am a founding member of this association. So people that complete the 50 hours of the training and they complete the specific practice, which I share. Then after that practice, people can also go and be a member of the Greek Flower Essence Association, and they can share sessions and they can be recognized by this association. Yes.
Okay. So then if I decide to become a practitioner, it means that I'm able to give sessions to anyone that comes to me and that wants to look at a difficulty on an issue, and then I would be trained to lead this session, and then at the end to offer a mixture of the essences, right?
Yes.
Okay, but then how does it work? How can I get the mixture? How can I get the product to be able to offer a mixture myself?
Yep. Well, after that, there are two ways of doing that, of giving you the receiver or your client the essence. One way is that you can purchase with a good discount. We give a good discount to the people that have been completing the training, so they can have the whole set of the essences. And then you can prepare the mixture of the essences by yourself, and then you give to your receiver the essence. The other way is that you can order it if you don't want to have the whole set of the essences. Then you can order it to us, to our e-shop, or directly to me, and then I prepare the essence and send it directly to your receiver or to you or to your client, and then that's how it goes.
Okay. So I can either have all the essences in my home that I would have been bought from you, and then I can make my own essences and also sell them, I guess. Or I can just ask my client to go directly on the e-shop and to buy the mixture from there. Okay. And I was wondering, because I'm a massage therapist, so I was wondering if these essences, if I can benefit from it and mix it with another therapy, and if it can support other techniques and therapy as a session giver.
Yes, sure. First of all, the whole training of these essences is built in a way that it can stand out for itself as it is. But it can be combined also, these essences can be combined with any other form of therapy. Either you give massage sessions, you can put some drops of the essences in your massage oil, and then you will activate the massage oil with the energy of these essences, so then the person will receive a deeper work also in the energy space. And you will address and you'll touch also with the massage also the inner layers of the being. You touch them anyway with the massage, but by putting also these essences, it makes the whole work much more profound. So they are very helpful in this way also. They are very helpful. You can create even like energy sprays and spray yourself and spray your room and charge the room with yourself, with your energy, with the energy of these essences. Like this, there are energies that work on spiritual protection. So you can spray yourself with this or spray your room in order to provide spiritual protection in your energy field and in your room also. And they can be combined also with any other form of energy healing, any other form of inner development process and healing. Like psychologists even can use these essences. So while they work with their clients, they can give also the essence to help their clients to move forward into the integration of the essence, of the connection with their being, and to bring this into their daily life. Because they act also as an anchor of the work that happens into the session room to the daily life. Because yes, in the session room, something beautiful can happen. But when you get out of it, this will count like, what do I do when I get out of the session room? When I go into the same environment, into the same situations, where all my difficulties are being triggered, what do I do there? And because the essence, you use it every day, you have it with you, and you use the drops, and the drops, they connect, they keep this energy alive, and they connect you with these inner qualities in your everyday life, in everything that happens in your life. This brings this anchor, this remembrance. Hey, here you are, connect with these qualities, connect with these qualities, connect with these qualities. So they keep this energy alive. And then this is an anchor of this work into your daily life. So they help to make this transition from the healing room, from the session room into your daily life. Because this is the goal, to bring your potential, your pure self into your daily life, transform your daily life. And they're very helpful with it and can be combined with all therapies, either with allopathic medicine. Like they do not replace the other therapeutic modalities or the allopathic medicines. They do not replace in any way any kind of healing. They can complement, they can help. Like I had one experience, let's say, with a friend that he got sick, he had cold. And he was in the bed with high fever, and he was complaining, like, why this happened to me? And in this time right now, I couldn't be sick right now. I have many responsibilities in this moment. So this wasn't the right time to be sick and all this kind of stuff. And it happened to me to be there, and he was taking all his medical pills and treatments, etc. So it wasn't really something serious. And I knew that in 1 week he would be okay. But he would complain a lot. So So in order to help this, like I was wondering, how can I help him? And the way that we work here is like, we don't address the symptom. We don't go to heal the body in this case, but we can go and say, what is the way that the person is dealing with something? In this case, with his sickness. What is his way of responding to the sickness, which was complaining? And then I said, okay, so I will address the essence that I will give to him in order to address the way that he's dealing with it. Because this will affect also a lot of his healing process. Because if you are complaining a lot, if you are not in a good state of being, if you are not accepting it, and if you are not going willingness, the right steps to get out of it, and if you are pushing it and you are resisting to it, you will create more friction. And your organism, your body mind will take much more time to recover. If we allow the body to do its own stuff, to go through its own cycle of healing, it will go much more faster. So then I addressed this issue, and I gave him one essence, one flower essence, which helps us to let go of these complaints when one difficulty comes after the other, when things come into our life in the way that we don't want them to come. So it helped him to really let go of this complaint and to have a better understanding of what happened into his life, to have a much more clear perception. And then when I saw him after 1 week, he was completely transformed. And he told to me, actually, this sickness was a blessing into my life. I said, what? He said, yes, because through this sickness, I had the time to really have a better view into my life, because I was involved in so many things. I had myself engaged with so many things in the same time. And my energy and my being was dispersed in so many stuff. And I understood also that I do not need that many stuff, because they bring lots of tension and disturbance into my life. And I need to really focus to what it really speaks to me, to what is really true for me. And he told me that I even think that my sickness happened because I was all over the place, and I was stressed a lot, and my immune system was not strong. I wasn't really aligned with my strength, and I was weak, and I received also the sickness. This came out of his mouth, right? I didn't say anything. I just gave him the essence. And this shifted the whole thing. So, of course, he took his medical treatments, and he became healthy again, etc. But this was the inner process that he went through the essence. And then he asked me another essence, and I gave him an essence which helps us to really be focused with our path, to see what is coherent for our life, what is the true path of our being, what is really speaking to our life, to our being. And then he worked with this essence, and he found himself being more aligned with his path. He released lots of stuff that were not relevant with his being, and he was feeling more happy and more content, and more joy came into his life. So step by step we moved with this essence, and lots of beautiful stuff happened. So yeah, they can be combined with all therapeutic modalities, but without replacing them, combining them.
And for example, if at the end of a session where I give a massage and someone went through like a journey during the session, and then things come out of this massage, if there is some essences that comes that could support the process, then I can offer to the client as well.
Definitely, yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Prakash.
You're welcome. Thank you, Oma.
All your explanations and answering all of my questions, and everything is clear for me now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.